Okay. Uh, Primitive and non-primitive scheduling. So primitive scheduling, the CPU scheduling the technique that divide the slot. The slot of CPU, given the process. Basically, the algorithms backed by primitive scheduling, round robin and priority SRTF. Round robin, that is RR technique, and then SRTF, shortest remaining time first. So this is the algorithm used for primitive scheduling technique. Um, so non-primitive scheduling, it's a CBU scheduling technique. The process, the CPU time hold till the process get terminated and pushed to the waiting state. No process is interrupted until is completed. So this is called as non-primitive scheduling. That after the process switches to another process, then algorithm that based on non-primitive scheduling, non-primitive priority and shortest job, that's are used in non-primitive scheduling, and primitive scheduling and non-primitive scheduling. So this is the main difference. What's the difference between non-primitive and primitive scheduling? So resources are allocated according to the cycles for limited time, and here the resources are used to held by the process until it's get terminated. Then primitive scheduling, it interrupted even before the completion, and non-primitive scheduling, the process is not interrupted until its life cycle is complete. For primitive scheduling, starvation may be caused because the insertion of priority process in the queue, and non-primitive scheduling, starvation might be occur, that large bus time occupies in the system. Then primitive scheduling, it maintaining the queue, the remaining time needs to storage overhead, and no such overheads required in non-primitive scheduling. The next, message passing model, shared model, or model of inter-process communication. So what is message process model communication? So the message passing model, it's a multiple process to read and write the message using queue without being connected each other. That messages are stored in that queue until the recipient retrieve the data. The message queues, it quite useful for inter-process communication, and it mostly used for it's most of the operation, it is mostly used message process communication. So first of all, what is inter-process communication? So in any system having maybe it contain one or more processor. So in that processor, they having communication between them. Consider this example: process 1 and process 2. So process 1 and process 2, they have the inter-process communication. That means they are sending and receiving the data between the process. So that is called as inter-process communication. So next one is shared memory model. Shared memory model, it's a simultaneously accessed by multiple process. The advantage of shared memory model, the memory communication is faster on the shared memory model as compared to message passing model on the same machine. And drawback of shared memory model, all the process, they can use shared memory model, that they have to make sure not writing to the same memory location. you know That shared memory model, it has a drawback. The one drawback is uh, they used the shared memory model. The model no need to make sure they are not writing on the same memory location, and then shared memory model may create problems such as synchronization and memory protection that need to be addressed. And message passing model, multiprocess can read write data to the message queue without being connected each other. So message are stored on the queue until a recipient retrieve them. You know that message queue are quite useful for inter-process communication. So the advantage of message processing model, its implementing is easier compared to shared memory model. Then drawback is its slower communication model compared to shared memory model, because the connection setup, it will be take time. Yeah, here you see the diagram, shared memory model and message passing model. So there is a process one, then another one is message passing model. So process one, process two, they have the data, and data will be sent to um, message queue 1 and message queue 2 up to message queue n number of message queue. The message passing model, that kernel, that um, message will be passed through like a box, that the messages are sent through processor, then processor will be like, that message queue, the box, it won't affected by any other data, because it's set by like box packets. So easily that process, another process will be automatically pass message passing model. But shared memory model, they can share the data using particular memory. That memory you can call as a shared memory model. So the only drawback of shared memory model, I have to ensure there is no process already written on the same memory location. If they already written in the same memory location again, the process will write on the same place, then you will face the problem, you know the previous data might be lost. So that is shared memory model. So model process of inter-process communication, the message passing model, we already just now saw what are the advantage and drawbacks. Mm, the shared memory model is easy to implement. uh, the only drawback is might be the data might be lost because of the process might be used the same memory location. But message passing model, it has a little bit slow, but data won't be lost. So that's the main difference between message passing and shared memory model. Inter-process communication with the sockets. Uh, so the sockets, it's a endpoint communication. The sockets, the any communication, point or any communication will be stopped there. They using sockets. So when they use the socket, that is we can call as a, there is no communication further is developed. So that is called as endpoint communication. And types of sockets. So different types of sockets are given below. One is sequential packet circuit, datagram circuit, stream circuit, raw circuit. So sequential circuit, this is provide reliable connections of datagram. Maximum length is fixed, two way as well as sequence. Datagram circuit, It's a two-way follow-up message supported by the datagram socket. The operation of datagram socket is similar to that passing letter from source of the destination through a mail. And stream socket, its operation like telephone conversation and provide a two-way reliable flow of data with no record boundaries. And data flow is also sequenced and unduplicated. And raw sockets, its underlying communication protocol, can be accessed using raw data sockets. Okay, thank you.